Good morning everyone and welcome back to another video. I've already got my coffee ready, so I'm all set to start working on the city. So in the last video we started working on these Mills plates and we finished those 4. And since then I've built 2 more in the middle here, and today I'd like to build another 2, but this time a little bit differently, because I'd like to have the beach start on those base plates. So this is actually a pretty good overview of the city at the moment. Again, we're just starting, so it's very bare. But those are going to be 2 more Mills plates, 2 more at the back there, and eventually I'd like another 3 to finish it off on this end. We'll have water mostly in the front, swoop round to the castle at the back there. Potential Ninjago area spot. Also over here is another potential Ninjago spot, since we have got these guys here, and I've got 2 more to build as well. And then at the back I would like to have some cool landscaping terrain and probably another mountain in the far end on this side here. The colourful plates, they don't really matter because we're going to be covering those in modular buildings, like mini modular buildings, not that size. That's why they can be any colour they want, because they're not going to have any water. Only the black ones are for water tiling, and on this side here probably some countryside, and just sort of give the whole city some form. But that's a pretty good overview to give you a picture of what I am sort of planning to do. As you saw before, I've got my coffee ready, so I'm going to start working on these 2 Mills plates, and I'll check back in with you guys once I've made some progress. And this is what it looks like after. So we've got some of the sand forming. These Mills plates are a bit different. So what I had to do was, instead of putting just a few bricks down in the corners of like a 16 by 16 and some supports in the middle, I actually ended up filling it with brick entirely. This section here is all brick underneath this plate. I can show you here that on this side with the full 16 by 16 plate there are some gaps, and then when you move along here I've actually filled it all the way in so that I could put these little 1 by 1 plates on the top for the texture and the transitioning. So the colours I used for the transition were mostly dark tan, which is where the sand is wet from the water coming in. Then we've got an azure, I'm not sure what this colour is, some normal blue, some dark blue, a dark green, and dark bluish grey. That's most of the beachfront. On this corner here, leading to the next base plate, I want to transition it into a river, which is why I've added some rocks for like filtration, and we're transitioning into more of a standard blue colour, whereas here it's more just like the ocean. So I'm going to continue tiling off this area here with light trans blue tiles, and then further out I'm going to be using dark trans blue tiles because it gets deeper, but I don't think I have enough tiles at the moment to do both of these, but we can make a good start on it anyway. I've left this little patch here because I want to build like a grand sort of staircase leading down to the beach. If you saw the first video that I made, which had this in it, and we had the mini Tudor corner sitting on the top here, I have strayed away from using this, but I like this staircase design, so I want to build a very similar staircase design, but just here leading down to the beach. So all of these mini modulars are going to be raised up and they should be on this back plate here. Let's work on that bit after I finish tiling this off. If you're enjoying this video and want to keep up to date with how the mini city progresses, please subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any of the update videos. So after laying down the transparent tiles for the water, I noticed that it actually feels quite flat. Then I remembered that not too long ago they also had transparent light blue cheese slopes on the pad wall, and I forgot that I had actually picked some up, so I've added them instead. Now the water looks like it's got a lot more motion and it's actually flowing in and out of the beach, so I'm really happy with how the water looks. So now that we've got a bit of the water done, I think it's time to start working on the elevated facade at the back. I'm just going to be using dark grey masonry bricks, which I found on the pad wall once, so that's excellent. And it's probably just going to look the same as this one here. So I'm going to start with 2 layers of bricks here and hope that that's tall enough. So this is what 2 layers of masonry bricks look like. I'm not sure if that's tall enough because I do want there to be a noticeable height difference between where these buildings are and the beach. So I'm going to add 1 more layer on the top and see if that's enough. I think that looks a lot better with 3 bricks of height, just to give it that extra separation from the beach. So now that we've got the height that I need to work to, I think it's time to start working on the staircase. So this is the staircase design that I have come up with, and it's heavily based on the one that we had before. It's a lot of 1x3 plates in dark grey, and then quarter round tiles and 1x1 tiles on both sides. I will need to add support underneath here. The staircase does span across 2 of the base plates, so I've done the end of it separately so that we keep the plates modular. These are the modulars for an example. I think the scale of it is pretty good so far. I'm really happy with how the beach is looking. I will need to tile off more of the front here when I get more tiles, but for now this is pretty good. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And if you've got any ideas or buildings that you would like to see or anything you'd like to see me do in the city, let me know. But I think that's where we're going to end it for this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.